Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Hello, Zep.
Is that what you hear when you hear Jigsaw speak?
Yeah.
I want to play a game. You have 10 seconds to save your children's lives or you're gonna die forever and you stole something once and now I'm mad at you.
You're gonna die forever. Welcome back to Same But Different. It is October 1st, and we thought it appropriate to go watch the new Saw movie, Saw 10, or Saw X, however you want to say it.
Yup.
We saw it last night, and we're going to discuss it with you. Of course, this is going to be a spoiler-free review, so stick around to the end if you want to hear all about the movie and be convinced to go watch it, because I think we're going to do that.
It was bad.
All right, I'm going to lead the discussion here, bro. Let's see if we can convince some people to love Saw again. Initial reaction out of the theater. Let's just get your initial reaction real quick. My initial reaction was number 2 on my favorite Saw movies of all time.
Wow. That's what you thought first? You didn't think anything about the movie. The first thing you thought was comparing it to the other ones?
Correct.
Okay.
That was my first thought.
Okay. Mine, it would be third.
Third for you. As we know, the Saw franchise has been a roller coaster. It's been hit and miss. This Saw movie, Saw 10, and this is including 3D Jigsaw and Spiral in those 10 movies.
Well, of course it includes 3D. It's the seventh one.
Whatever, man. Jigsaw is the 8th, Spiral is the 9th, and then this is the 10th movie.
And Spiral and Jigsaw are my number 1 and 2, by the way.
No, stop fucking around. Now, the special thing about this movie is that it's directed by Kevin Grutert. He directed Saw number 6, which was a pretty good movie, and Saw number 7, which was meh. He's also been the editor on most of the movies in the franchise. Because of this, it seems pretty simple and obvious to say, it really feels and looks like a Saw movie. We've got Tobin Bell and Shawnee Smith returning as John Kramer, Jigsaw, and Amanda. Both of them did incredible jobs, especially Tobin Bell. We get Tobin Bell in previous movies as John Kramer, and yeah, he's acting as Jigsaw, as a creepy old dude who likes to do what he does. In this movie, we spend so much time with him and his sickness and his struggles that, like, holy, he had to pull up his socks in his acting game, and I dare say he did.
I dare say I agree.
Yeah, and Amanda, the only thing I could think of to say poorly about this movie was the fact that I wanted to see more. I wanted to hear more from Amanda because she was around. I feel like she didn't have as many quips as she has in previous movies, and I like the bitchiness that comes from Amanda in other movies, and they didn't put that in.
But when they did put it in, it's like that's all they got. We didn't get any dimensions in this character. All we got was her witty, quippy bitchiness. There was nothing more to her. She was underused, I would say.
Yeah, to an extent. I mean, overall, I would agree, but there was that nice conversation between her and John where she's like, I don't know what I'm going to do when you're gone. Like, how can I do this without you? And he's like, you're ready.
They did a fantastic job. Tobin Bell was amazing. I think the movie was really, really well done in an interesting way of a very slow beginning, which isn't like Saw. Like, it gave us so much exposition and opportunity to fall in love with John Kramer before the Sawness really started. It wouldn't have worked otherwise. To make this man your protagonist after we've watched him be a serial killer, air quotes, for 9 other movies, I guess he wasn't in Spiral, but you know what I mean. They had to give us that slow burn of a start to get us on his side. And gosh darn dang diddly did they ever.
Yeah, that feeds directly into my next point here. The story was actually really, really good. Oftentimes in previous movies, the stories revolve around our new, catch of the week main protagonist who has to be tested and go through the motions of being tested by Jigsaw. But this time, our main protagonist is Jigsaw. To write something like that is incredible. And we talked about it in the theater. The only way they could have done that was to introduce a villain that was even more morally evil than Jigsaw was. Mm-hmm. The movie was incredibly personal to Jigsaw, John Kramer's journey and his struggles. Building on top of being personal, it's a revenge story. And it's a justified revenge story. John Kramer gets screwed over. He's a mark for a long con. He gets screwed over, and he goes after the people that did that to him. That, coupled with the acting, coupled with the 40 minutes of preamble leading up to the Sawness, as you've put it, you're on his side by the end of the film.
More and more and more, even all the way through the climax of the movie. More and more and more.
It's weird to feel like that coming out of a movie like Saw, but it worked.
It's just crazy to me that you can go 10 movies into a franchise and have one of the best movies in the franchise. I can't think of another series that does that. The best example maybe would be Rogue One.
And then, of course, we would be remiss if we didn't talk about the traps. That's what gets people in the seats to see these movies. That's what gets people excited to see these movies, is the shock value, the gore, the creativity of all the traps that Jigsaw creates. And boy, it delivered.
I think so as well. I will say, do not get that excited about the eyeball trap because it was underwhelming and the weakest trap in the movie.
The filmmakers knew that, and they put it where it needed to be in order for it to be a weaker trap. You know what I mean?
It looked so cool and everything was marketed around it, and for them to just kind of not go big with it was a little upsetting.
But the traps they did put in there were visceral, they were cringe-inducing, and I know you feel differently about this, but I really think that a couple of the traps in this film are the ones that have gotten under my skin the most. Because the other ones have been very, they've been gory and limbs have come off and you've seen guts and stuff like that. But this one, there was so much physicality to the traps where they had to interact with, portions of their body that you never thought to imagine to interact with. And I'm just like, ew, what is happening? And that just got me.
I think the one that in the whole series that gets me the most is the guy in the limb twister. When all of his limbs get twisted. I think it's in 6. I don't remember for sure. I think in terms of the traps, that's the one that made me cringe the most. Because it's slow and because there's so much to it. It's not like concentrated pain in one area. It's I don't know. Just the blunt force side of this torture stuff hurts me a lot more than the gory, slicey side.
I think I'm the opposite.
There's a scene in Saw 2 where a guy trips and just hits his face off the corner of a safe. It's not even a trap, and that makes me cringe more than the rest of the series. Right on the corner
so
of a metal safe. That's I do want to ask what your favorite trap in the movie was.
I don't know. I think I liked the blood trap. I think I liked that one a lot. It was the least cringy. It was the least gory. It was the least shock value, but it was the most intense, I think.
That's really, really fair. And the stakes of it added a lot. Yeah. What was going on and who was involved in it was nothing we've ever seen in a Saw movie. So that was pretty cool. I agree.
What was your favorite?
I liked the radiation one. Her face still, I see it when I close my eyes.
Oh, no. That's good. That's what you want from these movies.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think that was my favorite one. I also really liked the pipe bomb one.
I just can't wait to see what they do with more movies. I can't believe I want more movies after number 10.
I know. It'll be interesting because like you said last night, Tobin Bell is 81. If anything, this movie kind of sets up for more in-betweens. There's going to be a Saw 1.6 next, Really, they better get filming because Tobin Bell, he's spry. I see him in interviews and walking around and he's doing fine. But also he's 81, so.
All in all, if you're a Saw fan, you're going to like this movie a lot. If you're not a Saw fan, I dare to say this might actually impress you.
It's one of the only series in the franchise that can stand alone. It's a great condensed plot. Of course, there's stuff for the long-term fans and things like that. But Saw 3 through Jigsaw, you kind of need all of them together as companion pieces for it to be this big, amazing, genius movie. But this one, just that 2 hours alone, you could watch it without even seeing the other movies, I think, really.
Except for the secret ending. Stick around for the secret ending if you're a Saw fan, 100%. I give this movie 9 circular saws out of 10.
I also gave it a 9.
No way. Okay.
Spiral was a perfect 10.
Get the fuck out of here.
Can you rapid fire your order?
I can rapid fire maybe top 4.
Okay, go.
Number 1. Number 2 is this movie, Saw 10.
Okay.
Number 3 is Saw 2. And number 4 is Saw 6.
Wow. I never knew we felt so similarly. The only difference is Saw 2 is my favorite. Saw 2, Saw 1, Saw 10, Saw 6. Saw 3 and 4 together. You need them together. That's very important. Yeah. And then it would be probably Saw 7, Saw 5, Jigsaw, Spiral. Even Jigsaw's not good. It's not, but it's still fun and it's still Saw. Jigsaw? I mean, fuck. Spiral? That's a garbage movie. It sucks.
You guys out there, have you seen the movie? If you have, comment below what you thought about the movie and give us your top 4 Saw movies, or list them in order from 1 to 10. Why not? That was fun. Let's watch more Halloween movies. Let's review them and stay tuned soon for our review of No One Will Save You. That's coming out tomorrow. And then the following week is another movie. You'll have to find out tomorrow what that movie will be. We love you so much. This has been Same But Different. Brody, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween!
Did you see Saw? Of course I see Saw. I see Saw all the time.